Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here from Trackside Racing Network, live from Road America. You're watching the Red Sox Racing Series about to kick off. We are actually trying to get our Facebook stream up, and for some reason it's decided to not work. Hopefully we can get it up for you guys as we get set to go racing here once again tonight from Road America, like I said. I hope everybody's ready for a good race. We got a good crowd here of drivers, actually quite a few here, so that's going to make things very fun. It's always good. We got back-to-back races tonight. Trying to get our Facebook stream up and working. Not sure why it's not. Having some issues over there with that. Hopefully it comes up soon, but to be honest, I don't know what's going on with it. So sorry in advance for people that was wanting to watch on Facebook. Just having issues with it. Anyway, qualifying is underway right now. We are live up here in the booth. Today is week number 2 of 6 here for the Red Sox Racing Series. Sponsored by, of course, Not Your Average Green. We appreciate them very much. They have been with us, well, the Red Sox Racing Series for a while now. So that's always a cool thing to see them guys keep saying. Anyway, I think we're good to go here. Qualifying, like I said, is underway. We're going to hop over to our desktop because we're just getting to this because we are getting out of that. For some reason, it was just lagging super bad. For some reason, it wasn't even working on our Facebook page like it's supposed to be. And I'm not even sure if it's working over now or not, but we do want to thank everybody for tuning in here. Right now, Paul Gibson on top of the board here tonight as qualifying gets set to conclude. Paul Gibson first right now, second Ross Booth, third right now Dave Hill, and so on and so forth. What is going on with my stuff tonight, man? We are having some serious issues. There we go. Mark Wilson fourth, Cameron Bidwell fifth. Right now the Ford GTE first is a random giveaway that we do here on the broadcast, along with the Not Your Average Green guys. And like I said, we do very much appreciate them. So we thank them as always, like we always do. But we just want to make sure we get that out. So whoever qualifies 19th will receive that. Qualifying is about to come to an end. We just had a couple minutes left here in the qualifying session before we are good to go. I think we're good on everything now. Just our Facebook stream still having some issues over there. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but hopefully we can kind of figure that out as we go along. Either way, we'll definitely try to get it for you guys up soon. We're going to hop down to go ahead and go into qualifying right now. We are finishing up. Right now, the 19th place driver would be Kevin Kyle, receiving a free Red Sox Racing League RSR Red Sox tumbler from Not Your Average Green. Here is the current driver. Oh, spinning around. That was Aaron Law. He's going to go around, so we're going to hop over to Ryan Robertson here. He is out there in the Ferrari in that number 210 car. Currently 8th on the board, and we'll see if he can improve here. He's got 2 minutes to finish this lap, so he's got plenty of time. Not going to be an issue to do that. I think we're going to be live over on Facebook as well, guys. Sorry, we was just having some trouble, but we are live over on Facebook as well for our Red Sox Racing League here tonight as well. So I want to make sure I let you guys know that. Finish watching Ryan here if he can improve. Right now, remember, this is only a 30-minute race, so it's not that long of a race. 30 minutes, basically a sprint race here for these cars. Let me go ahead and share the stream out for everybody. And once again, we are live on Facebook at Trackside Racing Network. You guys can check these guys out as well as Not Your Average Green, the sponsors, on Facebook as well. Red Sox Racing League, Not Your Average Green, and all that good stuff. Let's see if we can make sure we get all this shared and all that good stuff. It looks like, by the way, that qualifying is about over. Aaron Ladd not going to have time to finish his lap. They did actually update this track today. They added some sounds and stuff in, which was cool. There was some things that they may have been good, may have not have been good, which may be causing some of our lag issues here tonight. Sadly, that's what happens when on build days, but it is what it is. All right, here we go. Let's get focused now because we are pretty much ready to go. And it does look like that Kevin Kyle will be the winner of the RSR Tumbler for Red Sox Racing League. That is sponsored by Red Sox, sponsored by Not Your Average Green, so he will receive that. These guys do a random number giveaway each week, whoever qualifies. Now, these guys do not know this until we even say it on the air, so they don't even know yet who actually won this unless they're watching. So that's pretty cool, something that they decided to do. Terry, one of the league owners, sent me this, and basically it's just a random giveaway. So, but make sure you guys check out Not Your Average Green. We do appreciate them. They're a sponsor here. They're handmade home decor, and they got a bunch of stuff. It ain't just home decor. They got a bunch of stuff, really cool stuff, cutting boards and stuff like that. Military-owned, veteran-owned. The guy that runs it is phenomenal. I've actually talked to him a couple times. Really nice guy, so we very much appreciate him. As we get set to go, we're going to go ahead and look at your grid here for the Red Sox Racing League. Give me just a second, and we will get that up for you guys. Alrighty, here we go. I'm having some issues on my end, guys, tonight. As you guys can probably tell, we don't really never have this many issues, but, you know, we are not. Go figure. All right, anyway, here's a look at your grid. Sponsored by Not Your Average Green. You do see Paul Gibson starting up front. Ross Booth, Dave Hill, Tommy Ryan going to be rolling off in fourth. No Joe Burchett tonight. We're thinking about Joe, by the way. I know he's not racing, but we are thinking about him. He is dealing with some personal stuff. Him and his family are, so we're thinking about him. Prayers are with him and his family. I know it's a tough time. There's Terry Dahl, Josh Silniak, Mark Kajowski right there. Robert in 14th. That's not a great qualifying effort for Robert, so we'll see if he can move up. Les Turner back here in 15th as well. Robert wins. Dennis Griffin, David Hudson, Kevin Kyle, he's the winner of that tumbler. Bill Paul Lucky. Happy late birthday to Bill, by the way. His birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday to him. Ed Sutcliffe back there. James Prosdell Jr. The rest of the field. Some of these guys may not actually be in here. Some of them guys that did not qualify. But we're going to hop up to the front of the field. You guys see that very nice looking 31 right there on your screen.
Please note that sound levels will be monitored. Please make your way to the scrutineering bay for testing or any concerns. Thank you.
That's pretty cool. So you can actually hear the iRacing added some like background effects at the track. I thought that was a pretty cool thing that they did. As we get set to go here. This time, Pace Truck is going to lead us around this racetrack. It's a long racetrack. It's not a very short racetrack. But it makes it fun for us to watch. Starting something new here on Trackside Racing Network. Starting Monday morning, we will be releasing a Driver of the Week program. Guys that we think, and we're going to get some league owners' inputs as well from drivers for their league, who they think the best driver was of that previous race that they had. And then me and Derek will be the deciding factor. And if Derek happens to get one of the drivers of the week, he just won't have no knowledge of it. I'll be making that decision. But me and him will make the decision. So that'd be pretty cool. Something different, you know, that we're going to try to do here. Because why not? As we get set to go 30 minutes from Road America, immediately following this race, we will be live once again from the iRacing Legacy Cup Series. That will be live. Going to be back over there for Bristol, 125 laps from there, so that's going to be a good one. Alrighty, guys, here we get ready to go. Up the hill, you see all these cars back through here as well. I mean, that's a great looking field. We watch Paul Gibson leading up front. This is a big thing here. These guys got to get their tires warmed up. Of course, you see the Ford, the Porsche on the outside. You see the flashing of the lights there as well. That number 6 car beside him. That is Ross Booth. Ross winner last week. Looking to go back-to-back. He is a multiple-time champion. I believe it's Dave Hill, or is that David Shutt right there behind him? I believe that is Dave Hill. Yeah, I said it is Dave Hill right there behind the leader. And then, of course, you got the 18 there as well. Tommy Ryan. Here we go. Bunch of different cars up front, though. You got the Ford, the Porsche, the Corvette. Ferrari's right there as well. Don't think... I have a BMW there as well somewhere. Yeah, right there. In 6th. Oh, I'm sorry, in 5th. There we go. Got work down this long straightaway here. Very fast corners coming up. Basically going to take you pretty much full throttle. But you come up on a very tight right-hand turn. You can see it right up there in front of them. As you go full throttle, then basically start braking right about here. Shifting down into 2nd gear. I don't think you'll shift all the way down to 1st. And just very tight right-hand corner. We'll see incidents happen there, I promise. This is a place known for big wrecks, by the way. Don't be surprised if we see that happen. Especially early. Good looking field here tonight. Not going to lie. Very impressed with the crowd we got. Give me your thoughts in the chat. Who gets the win? We are about to find out. As the Ford GTE will lead us to the green. Pace truck ready to take the right hand. There it goes. We are ready to go racing here from Road America. Sun is setting here from Road America track. And we are waiting. Green flag is out of there. We're racing from Road America. Already up front, Paul Gibson going to be leading us into turn 1. Here's where things start getting interesting. You guys can see it right here. I'm going to try to watch this. You got to try to watch behind the trees. It's going to be interesting going into turn 1. It's tough to see right there, though. We're going to have to kind of mix it up here a little bit as they race down the hill into turn 2. Who is that? Mark Wilson right there. No, I'm sorry. That was Cameron Bidwell actually losing a spot. You see him now battling Ryan Hunt on the right side of him. Side by side, that green car. Cameron Bidwell. Oh, that orange car getting loose going in, but Bidwell is going to fall back to the 8th position with that. And you can see right here looking down at the track right now, all the drivers pretty much single file. Everybody looks like they kind of have made it through. Looking through the field, the first couple of corners. Carried all right now. 53 car tonight right there. That purple, green, and white BMW right there. Currently running in P11. I try not to break my mouth on that. Terry working on Christopher Jimenez in the 10th position. Terry knocked almost got ran to the back of John Kusuniak, almost get the back of him. Had a little bit of a brake check. Weird how much difference the lights look on them cars. That Chevrolet Corvette. Oh, big wreck. That looks like Cameron Bidwell. And that's exactly who it is in the 56 went around. Here's a look at the replay. Oh yeah, just getting too much. Smoke pops up. No damage. I don't think he really got anything else. does go around. One rule about this series is, though, guys, is if you can actually, once the race finishes, you have to make it back around to the pit stops. You just can't pull off the track. You have to make it around back to the start-finish line. As we got a battle for second, Dave Hill, Ross Booth. These two guys finished first and second last week, vice versa. Should I say second and first? Man, that blue looks good on that Ford, though. But you have to make it back to the pit road area, and if you do not, it's a 4-point penalty. Something a little bit different that these guys do. Of course, this is one of the oldest leagues that we have when it comes to all of our leagues, or maybe even in all of our racing. These guys have been around for a long time. So, pretty cool to be able to continue watching these guys race as long as they've been around. I mean, there's some guys that's been here probably since the beginning, I would guess. Maybe not as long, but of course this league was co-founded by the owner of the Boston Red Sox, hence the name Red Sox Racing League. Looking around the field, let's jump back just a little bit. Ross Booth, new fastest lap, but here is Riley Lands. I believe is how you say his name. Do not count me or quote me on that. Driving that Corvette. Right behind Robert in the 13. That Red Bull 13, that is. See if he makes a move here in just a moment. Two Corvettes running nose to tail right now. And you see the lap 3 of 15. That's averaging 30 minutes. Keep that in mind. It might not be precise, so we will keep you updated on time. We still have 25 minutes left in this race. Here comes Riley with the move to the outside. Not going to have preferred lane going in, so let's see. Going to be tight racing here. Oh, don't run off the track. Still not going to have the preferred line going into the next corner. Very close racing here between these two guys. Well, there's a little bit of a bump. Going to send him out wide. Still not going to have the preferred lane. He needs to get to the right side of him, and wasn't able to get there. Currently watching this battle between these two drivers. I think this right here might be the best one we got right now on the racetrack. All happening right behind Mark Kudrowski. What happened to Les Turner? Oh, he's right there behind these guys, actually in 15. Back up here. We'll jump back to that, by the way, between the guys for just a moment. I thought we had something happen right there, and it appears that we're not, so we will jump back to this battle between the two Corvettes as they cross the start-finish line heading towards turn one. Let's ride on board here. Riding on board right now with Riley as he rolls in. 14, still working on that 13th position. Inside of this Corvette looks so amazing. I meant to turn on the other screens and I kind of forgot to. My apologies on that, guys. Oh, big move there. That's Mark Kudrowski. And that was Robert that went way off the track. You see Robert right here going way off the track. He just sent it in too hot when that Porsche got out in front of him. Here's a look at it from on board his car of what he's seen. Mark Kudrowski right here in front. Yeah, you see him on the brakes right there. It kind of caught Robert off guard. And he had to go the inside and just carry too much heat going into the corner. To be honest, I don't know if that's what caused it or not, but I believe, kind of got that feeling that's what it looks like caused that. So he actually falls way back. He actually goes from, what, 12th or 13th all the way back to the 19th after that. Ryan Hunt, David Shutt. This is for 6th place. Still watching these guys. This is the Corvette, by the way, versus the BMW. Two of the newest cars on the iRacing service. Uh-oh, both go off track. Kick up a little bit of dust. Not going to affect them whatsoever, however. Still out front, Paul Gibson still leading this way, by the way. You guys can see that right there. Dave Hill currently second. If that gets any closer, by the way, we will jump up for that lead. Watching Dave Hill trying to run down our race leader, Paul Gibson. Watching around the racetrack right now, still still trailing Paul Gibson is Dave Hill. Ross Booth currently third. Fourth place right now is Tommy Ryan as well. One of the biggest things in this racing series, guys, is pit stops. These guys do have to make pit stops. We're not quite halfway yet. We just hit the 20-minute mark left. So there could be an issue once pit stops get started, and that's always been a big thing when it comes to this racing series is pit stops. Guys not taking tires, of course, you're not going to have to take tires, but fuel mileage. And right here, Dave Hill's doing a great thing, using a lot, because there's a lot of straightaways still on this racetrack. And you see it right here on the straightaway, the front stretch. Dave Hill is going to utilize his draft to suck up to Paul Gibson. He's going to utilize it on the back stretch, and it's going to help him cut pit road time. He can take less fuel mileage. And that was one of the things that Ross Booth tends to do really well. We've noticed that in the past. So just saying, that could be what we see Dave Hill doing right now. Still watching the battle for our race lead, and I think we're really sitting here watching this. I've been sitting here watching Dave Hill. I feel like that's kind of what he's been doing. Just utilizing his straps, and if you're Paul Gibson, I think you've got to start thinking about that as well. That's just going to allow Dave Hill to take less gas by doing that. So we'll definitely check back in with it once pit stops get started. Here's Aaron Law side by side with Dennis Griffin. Dennis right now in the 14th spot. Law 15th in the 47. Coming off the corner, right behind him, Robert has worked his way back up to 16th. Remember, we've seen Robert jump all the way back to 19th when he had that spin, trying to avoid a car like he almost just did there, side by side down the straightaway. Here they go into that hard right-hander. And you see Robert taking that spot away, that Corvette moving up to 15th. These four guys are still together, so we're going to kind of watch this as Dennis Griffin tries to hold on to that spot. You see the 23 there. Tries to hold on the 14th spot right now, trying to work his way up. Very tough place to make passes as it is, so we are continuing to watch this as the race goes on. Oh, you see the 23, small mistake. He's going to go into the grass. He's got to make sure you don't overcorrect this coming out. He does fall way back to P18. Oh, I just heard another crash. There's another contact. I'm not sure what that was. I heard a car hit the wall or something, but I don't see no damage on anybody. I'm not quite sure what happened. Oh, what happened here? Up over the hill? Oh, okay, I thought they was just having an issue. This is Mark Kujawski. David's shut right in front of him. Paul gives it under attack from Dave Hill. I still think that's exactly what Dave's going. We are at the halfway point in this race. Do not be surprised if we see these guys start to hit pit lane within the next couple of laps, as they do, or they're about 50 seconds away from the halfway point. They are at the halfway point as far as the estimated laps of what we think it's going to be. Side by side, Mark Kujawski, John Kashuniak, right there in the 11th position at 04. A little bit further back, this is Nathan Wing. I don't know too much about Nathan. It's the first time I think I've actually got to call him in a race. So, oh, somebody hit pit road. We heard an alarm going off, and it was Les Turner hitting pit road. And we're going to watch him actually hit pit road because I want to know or have an idea of exactly how long he spends on pit road average, because he's not going to take tires here. We already know that. And you can see him right here in that one of the first pit boxes. He does got the opening in front of him, so it's kind of a little bit easier. And here I'm already gassing up. He's down and away. 10 seconds total. Ed Sutcliffe also on pit road. 10.4 seconds inside the pit box for the 01. Sutcliffe also spending 10.1. 41 seconds total. James Prostell also on pit road in that 16 car. Walked in all timers. Should get car out though. I love that blue. Yeah, everybody's spending about around 10 seconds on pit road. Patrick has actually hit pit road. He actually may have some damage. He's taking tires here. I'm actually surprised taking tires. You normally don't have to do that. Of course, Patrick just trying to get some experience here in the series. Oh, what happened here? Aaron Law went around. Let's see what happened to the 47. He's going too hot. He did. So, we are waiting for our leaders to hit pit road. They do not hit this time. However, Dave Hill has hit pit road. He comes in from third place. That Blue Jays Ford GTE. Let's keep an eye on him. One cool thing, you guys can barely hear it from here, but I don't know if it's picking it up on the broadcast, but you can actually hear the alarm when cars hit pit road that iRacing has added. So it's always a cool thing for us anyway. Kind of basically lets the crew know that there's a car coming down pit lane, but pretty cool for us as a broadcaster because we can actually, kind of tell a little bit more. Robert also on pit lane. Dave Hill, a good stop. 40.9, 8.8 seconds. So that's where it could be big because remember, Dave was in second place. So, I mean, honestly, if he has a second faster pit stop than Paul here, who has burnt a little bit more gas because of draft and stuff, or no draft or no help, he could be spending a little bit longer on pit road. Even a second could be a big difference. Christopher Jimenez on pit road. You guys can see on the left side, you do see some of the guys that have pitted in the ticker as well. As well as Terry Dahl right now in 8th. Right now we're going to jump back up to our race leader. See right here, Paul Gibson on pit lane. Ross Booth, this right here is where things are going to get big, as most of our top 5, actually everybody else in our top 10 are hitting pit road. We're going to watch. You don't want to make a mistake here on pit lane. And will that be enough for, remember, Dave Hill, will it be enough for him to take his lead away? He is passing these guys on pit road right now. You see Ross Booth beating Paul Gibson out. Ross Booth, a good stop, but I think this is going to be big right here, as you see Dave Hill right behind Ross Booth. An identical situation as last week. Now, can Ross Booth hold on to this lead? And the only reason why Ross beat out this 13 is pit stops, because Ross 40.2 seconds on pit lane. Here comes Dave Hill. He does got more heat in the tires, so he can push it a little bit harder here, the Booth can, as he's gonna have the opportunity here on his inside, going to take that top spot away late in this one, as we are down to 10 minutes remaining. Ross Booth drops back to second, but I want to mention Ross Booth a 40.2 second stop. Dave Hill at 40.9, so there was a little bit of a difference there, which allowed Ross to get out front. Paul Gibson a 42.6 seconds, and he is running right there in third. So it's going to be interesting to see once Ross gets them tires up to heat, or up to the heat cycle where they should be. Will it be enough for him to overtake this 13 car? John Kashoniak now, Terry Dahl. See Ross Booth still putting some pressure on our race here. We're at 8 or 9 minutes even, to be exact. So as we keep kicking this down, you do see the fastest lap of the race is Paul Gibson, a 2:01.174. That was set a little while ago. Want to go ahead and update you guys where these guys go next week. These guys are allowed one drop week per series or season, so keep that in mind. Coming into tonight, Montreal last week, Road America tonight, Watkins Glen next week. Watkins Glen with the Booth, that is. Paul Gibson putting some pressure here. Top 3, still nose to tail right now. You see Tommy Ryan back here and forth. Been kind of quiet so far compared to what we normally see Tommy, but do not expect anything less when we go to like some of these other tracks. I feel like he is having a good night here tonight, which is good for him. But I feel like next week and then the NASCAR, or the Daytona NASCAR road, should I say, he's going to shine there as well. 7 minutes left in this one, or 4 laps around that average. Once again, immediately following this one, we will be live for the Red Sox, or I'm sorry, for the iRacing Legacy Series. jump back just a little bit here. Terry Dahl battling for the 10th spot. He's still battling John Koshilniak. Everybody else kind of spaced out unless we wanted to go back to 13 with Cameron and Robert here battling for that spot. Cameron in that 56. Remember, Cameron qualified really well, just did not have the race that he wanted, had issues. Into one of the corners and has somewhat rebounded, if we want to call it that. It's just had a lot of issues here tonight. And what happened here? Did Riley Wins have a problem, or did he just disconnect? There has been some connection issues here tonight. This is 707. There you go. And that will end his night, unfortunately. He was running good, too. Look at your top three. They're coming to the start-finish line 5 minutes to go in this one. Here they come up the hill to the stripe. Oh, I love that sound. If Ross is going to make a move, or Paul Gibson, they're going to have to do it soon. I'm going to be honest, Dave Hill is not going to make too many mistakes. And he's still very fast. You got to get around him somehow. Uh-oh, Ross Booth. Tommy Ryan makes a big move to go around him, and that is a X, but you want to talk about this is a game changer. Did not see this happen. What happened with Ross Booth? Remember, he was running second. He makes hard contact. Oh, right here. Oh, my goodness. Tommy Ryan, you talk about a move. Watch this. Sees Ross Booth. You know what? That's a heck of a piece of driving. And this may be the break that Dave Hill needs, though. And that's big for Ross Booth. He goes back to 7th. Wow. That's a big one. This is a big break here for Dave Hill. He's got to make sure he just stays focused, and this race is all but locked up. I mean, he's 2 seconds ahead now of our race leader, or of second, Paul Gibson, our pole sitter. Tommy Ryan takes over third. Mark Wilson goes to fourth. Everybody moves up a spot. Ryan Hunt, Ryan Robertson moves up. And Ross Booth, whoa, and he's got some damage as well. We are coming to the white flag at the next time by for these guys, so keep that in mind. So we've got 2 more laps here is what we're averaging, or what it should be anyway. As long as no mistakes are made, we're looking at our race leader, but we'll have to wait and see. We still got a little ways to go. We've seen how quick things can turn around. Ross Booth, here's Ed Sutcliffe and Dennis Griffin, and I think that is Tim McLeish there. This is for a little bit further back in the field, but it is for 19. Haven't really spoke about none of these guys here tonight, but there they are. What just happened to Dave Hill? Oh, he blinked out. Oh, goodness. I think I thought something happened to him. He blinked out for a minute and it showed like he wrecked. Terry Dahl right here on the racetrack right now. He is up to 10th. Cameron Bidwell 11th. John Kishuniak. Terry still putting some pressure on for that 9th spot. Hasn't able to really close up. They've been basically riding like this for a while now. Terry trying to figure out a way to get around the Corvette, Kishuniak. Talked about Bill Pawlucki a little while ago. Talking about his birthday. He is back here in 18th. Not having the greatest night here tonight, but still wanted to wish him a happy late birthday. We are on the final lap of this one, by the way, as you guys can see it up in the top left-hand corner. So the white flag is out. We will talk to our top 3 guys here in just a moment as you guys look through the field. So our closest battle right here, as you see. Dave Hill working on the last straightaway here. Actually, not the last straightaway. He's got another pretty good one coming up. But the final couple corners, as long as no mistakes are made, should be sitting in victory lane. Here he comes. Off the final corner, into the final corner, and off the final corner now. There you see him. You see Paul Gibson pushing it as well. But it will be. Dave Hill not going to be denied. He rebounds from last week, picks up the victory here from Road America. Paul Gibson finishes in P2. Tommy Ryan going to come through up the hill. He finishes in P3. So he crosses the start-finish line. Mark Wilson going to have a good night here as well, finishing P4. Ron Hunt, very nice job. He finishes P5. Ryan Robertson up the hill, P6 for Robertson. He did a nice job as well. Ross Booth, disappointing night for him at P7. Definitely had a chance at it. David Shuck going to finish 8th. John Kishuniak going to hold on against Terry Dahl, finishing 9th and 10th. Cameron Bidwell flashing the lights at everybody, finishes 11th. Robert coming up the hill as well. He's going to finish in front of Les Turner in 12th and 13th. Mark Krajowski, Nathan Wingnut in 15th. Kevin Kyle picking up a very nice Red Sox Racing League tumbler here tonight. Chris Smith-Shield going to finish 17th. Bill Pawlucki going to finish 18th. Dennis Griffith, Ed Sutcliffe, Christopher Jimenez, your top 20. But your race winner is right here on your screen. In the Ford here tonight, picking up the victory. We're going to try to talk to him in just a moment. Did a very nice job in the 13, Dave Hill. Paul Gibson may have gave one away just a little bit on pit road. Ultimately, I think that's kind of what cost him that lead. But he does put it in victory lane. Once again, you see what I was talking about earlier. These guys have to drive back around the track and then come down pit lane or do your celebration or whatever you want to do. You just have to make sure you get back to the front of the track before you pull off track. If not, it costs you 4 points. I think Mark Kudrowski actually shut the car off. All in all, it was a pretty good race. It was an exciting race. We had a pretty good drama in it, which seems not to happen too much here in road racing, but there was some good drama in this one. A lot of back and forth. We will be live at 9:55 as well, guys. So in about 10 minutes, we'll be live once again over for the iRacing Legacy Series from Bristol. That's going to be a fun one. You don't want to miss that one. And Dave Hill going to bring the car down pit lane. He's got to feel pretty good about that. And that 13 Ford. We're going to grab a couple of these guys and interview them here as well. We just got to wait for these guys to get back to the start-finish line and park their cars. I don't want to, mess them up or anything, even though they're just on a cool-down lap. Not sure what that is on the front of that car. That's pretty cool. But there you go. Dave Hill puts it in victory lane. And we're going to try to talk to him in just a moment. We'll have to wait for him to pop into here, into Discord. Him and Tommy Ryan as well. But we will talk to him very shortly. Congratulations once again. Next week we will be live again from Watkins Glen with the booth. So that's going to be fun. First up, we got Tommy Ryan joining us in the booth. Tommy, you got a copy?
10-4, man.
Well, the biggest thing I want to ask you, tell us about that move. You had a big choice that you had to make, and you made the right one, because that wreck that you avoided when, I believe it was Ross Booth spun up in front of you, and, man, you talk about good reaction.
That was one of those where I really didn't want to run off track, because I was driving between 98 and 100% the whole way. And I had not made any mistakes on my own.
Right.
And I had to make a split decision on whether I was going to go left of him and right. And he wasn't really holding the brake, so I couldn't tell if he was going to gas it up to try to get out of the way. So I had to ditch it in the grass. And my spotter was just like, he was having a panic attack. And I was like, I got it. I didn't, not on the gas. I'm not on the brake. I'm going to come down here and we're going to be good.
It was a wild one, that's for sure. Like, I was like, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, I didn't have a very fuzzy feeling when I came around the corner there and saw Ross on sideways.
Very understandable. One thing, we go to a track next week where I feel like, I know everybody's got very familiar with Watkins Glen, or they should be, especially if you road race. Everybody should be very familiar with it. I feel like it's a track where we can see you have another good night. Do you feel the same as well going there?
As long as that C6 is or C8 is digging, everybody's good there. And it's really going to come down to the car. And I'm not going to cough it up to manufacturer, but, man, those Fords were putting on a pace here.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I did and I'm no slouch at Road America, man. And I gave like I said, I was at 98 to 100% every single lap. And in a couple corners, man, those guys were just eating me alive. But honestly, it really comes down to, execution. As long as you don't do anything stupid and your car is up to speed, as far as balance of power, then, everybody's got a shot there, I feel. But it's everybody's going to be digging, man, hard.
Well, you did a good job either way. We thought you was going to finish back and forth. You did a great move to avoid the wreck and finish in third. That's definitely not bad at all, and we know what you can do once you start getting on a roll. So good job tonight, man. Shout-outs and all that you want to give out?
Yeah, my spotter, Mark Allen, man, he was helping me with fuel mileage and making sure I didn't almost do what I did last week. And obviously, man, the racing here, the pace that those leaders are putting on, dude, I'm sweating like a pig over here, and I gave it, about everything I had. So, and obviously Les and got Terry for, keeping all this thing together. And by far, I run in another road league that I won't mention, but by far, man, this is the funnest place and the most respect of drivers that's out there that I've found. So, and this has been going on for a long time, so I'm really happy to be here.
I agree, man. The respect in here, by far, I've been involved with a lot of leagues as well. The respect is on a whole nother level. So good job tonight, man.
Hope to get on the podium at least for the Glen, man, and I'll see you guys
sure
next
you
week.
Will. Hey, good job, buddy.
Right on.
Thanks, man. Next up, Paul Gibson. Started on the pole. And we're kind of in a different situation this week. Dave was in pretty much the same situation last week that Paul was in here tonight. Paul, you got a copy?
Yep, I'm here.
Man, honestly, you was definitely one of the fastest, if not the fastest car tonight. From what I'm seeing, it looks like the pit stops was one of the biggest things that kind of hurts you a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was the fastest. I think Ross and Dave
Right.
and I were all like, I mean, we
Dead
qualified
even,
with
yeah.
600s apart. So I mean, we're all packed real tight in there, and I just took too much fuel at the pit stop. I didn't do my math before the race started and relied on crew chief, so he's fired, and I'll do my own next time.
Hey, I don't blame you at all. We know that pit stops always cause a big thing here, so let's go ahead and skip a little bit from tonight. First off, tell us about driving this car around this place, because tonight there was the Fords. I mean, Tommy mentioned it was just killing it tonight.
Yeah. So I wasn't. I didn't know the Ford was actually that good.
Me neither, to be honest.
Yeah, until I ran a practice session for last week, and I wasn't able to make the race, but I had a good time, and I was like, oh, well, maybe the Ford's okay. And then I ran the Ford in the first practice earlier this week, and it was fast. I was like, I think I'm just gonna go with this thing. I didn't really try anything else, so yeah, I'm just happy to run this thing. So yeah, it's a good car. It feels like it has a little bit more grunt in a couple spots than like the Corvette and maybe the Porsche. But like midway down the straightaway, it seems like a couple of the other cars start pulling a little bit. So maybe the very top speed isn't quite there with it, but it seems like it makes up a lot of some distance, at least like off some of the mid speed corners where it requires just a little bit more grunt. And I think this thing's got it. It doesn't like bumps. So if we go anywhere it has bumps, then we might be hurting then, but
how do you feel about Watkins Glen?
Yep. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's good. I like it.
Hey, good job tonight, man. Any shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, I'll do the Scott Pruitt. I'll say hi to my wife and kids at home.
Hey, good job tonight, man.
All right, thanks.
Buddy. Next up, we're going to talk to the guy that lost it on pit road last week, and I got a question for you, Dave. You got a copy?
I got you.
So one thing I noticed in this when I was watching you guys, I noticed that you rode behind Ross for a long time, and it looks like you had runs at times you'd elected not to take them. And I don't know if you want to give too much away, but was that saving gas?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
But I couldn't get a good enough run to make it like a definitive pass, so I was like, I'm gonna not chance it, wreck us both, hold back and hopefully get him in the pits kind of deal. So yeah, just luckily it worked out that way.
Yeah, and I'm sure that you already learned from last week, because you was in the same situation last week that Ross was in pretty much this week for the most part. You was running second, or you led most of the race last week. Pit stops happened. Did you learn anything from last week that kind of benefited you here tonight?
Yeah, you always learn stuff as you go, kind of thing, and you think back, oh, what could have I done better, stuff like that, and yeah, I just kind of wanted to not really hold back. I mean, I was pushing probably 99% most of the time, and just to keep up with Paul there, and then I didn't want to go that extra just in case I did something stupid. So yeah, the main goal, thinking back to last week, was like, Ross was able to jump the leader in the pits, so I'm going to see if I can make that work for me too.
For sure on that, man. Any shout-outs you want to give out tonight? Congratulations on a big win.
Thanks, man. Yeah, to the league and you guys for putting on the broadcast, and a little special shout-out to Nolan, my stepson. I said I'd try to win one for him tonight, and
You did
got lucky enough to be able to.
Hey, honestly, dude, one of the best drivers I've ever watched. Good job tonight.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
There you go. There's your winner, Dave Hill, putting in a victory lane. Well-deserved victory for him. That would do it for me here for this league, guys. We're going to be live in about 4 minutes over for the iRacing Legacy Cup Series. You guys make sure you tune in. We will have more information about this race here, because one of these guys could be our driver of the week starting Monday. So y'all have a great night. We'll see y'all here in just a few minutes. God bless.